goes by so slowly. Time goes by so slowly.
And this is a brand new episode for the new segment, or not as new now. This is the third episode for the I Just Saw segment. And I just had my mind blown by The Flash.
Whoa. Whoa.
It was the best movie I have seen so far. The last movie that I saw for the DC universe that had me literally like white knuckling the whole thing was probably The Man of Steel, the beginning of the Snyderverse. And I enjoyed Man of Steel so much. I saw it like 4 or 5 times in the theater, and I was just ripping the chair because it was just constant just action and the plot and the characters and the everything was just so in your face and you just couldn't get enough of it. This is the exact same experience on high. It was the most amazing I'm speechless because it was just that good. And I find it very hard for any movie to top it. If you haven't seen it or if you don't know anything about The Flash, this is a well deserved, it's about time movie for The Flash. All it took was, what, 20 years for it to finally come out? Since I'm going based off from maybe like Justice League animated series, Flash introduction, and we're only now getting a movie of it. It's just, wow. It was just so well done. Great story, um, great characters. They did such a good job at staying a little bit on track with the Flashpoint and the Flashpoint Paradox, which was the movie that I did a review on to prep everybody for this film. So if you haven't seen that review yet for the Flashpoint Paradox, I will put a link in the description or I will just put it at the end of the video. And I definitely highly suggest checking it out to get your last chance. If you haven't seen the Flash movie yet and you want to prepare yourself, definitely watch that review. It has everything in there. And if you haven't seen the Flashpoint Paradox movie yet, definitely see that because it is a great segue into the source material. And normally I get a little bit angered or just emotional when uh, certain movies don't stick to the source material. If you've seen all of my reviews or any of my reviews, you know that source material is key in my book. But this did not bother me at all. Um, there are a few characters, and I'm not going to have any spoilers at all in this review or this going over the movie. Maybe on a later date, I will revisit this movie after I see it again, and I will do a spoilers version. But there's not going to be anything spoiler related, so I'm not going to give away anything. I'm not going to say which characters are in there. I'm not going to say which characters weren't in there. So see this movie. If you don't see it, you will do yourself a disservice because uh, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was amazing. Transformers Rise of the Beast was good. Could have been a little bit better, but this is definitely the 2023 movie of the year in my book. I don't see anything beating this film until maybe Mission Impossible comes out. But what can be said about this movie? Gosh, so many things went into this film. They did really good at holding true to the comic that it was based off of. They did a good job at coming full circle with the beginning of the Snyderverse, because this obviously has connections to Man of Steel, with the invasion of General Zod. Um, Michael Keaton was awesome. Uh, I don't. I was just blown away at his performance and the way that they made his Batman look. If you ever wanted to see the 1989 Batman just be a huge badass, this is the movie that just freaking puts him over the top. He is probably like one of the best Batmans that I've seen cinema wise. I did a on one of my other segments for the comics chat where I touch base on why they humanize Batman so much. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to put that in the maybe above. I'll have it pop up. But this was spot on, man. Amazing. I'm so pleased with how this movie came out. I am a huge superhero fan, a huge Batman fan, huge Flash fan, and this delivered 150,000% So yes, um, I don't want to give away too much. I just want to keep it short and simple. This movie is just great. Nothing bad to say about it. No critiques. The only thing that I will say is stay to the very end, because there is a sequence at after the credits are done, and the other thing is, where are we going to go from here? Because the last that I heard is that Ezra Miller is not going to be the Flash anymore because of some of the stuff that he was doing. If you haven't heard about some of the crazy stuff that he's been up to in his life, go and Google it, check it out, because I think after everything that he did, I'm surprised that they didn't recast the character for this movie, because he got into a lot of trouble before the release of this movie. So I'm surprised that they even finished up with him and then let it be as good as it is. And then I guess they're going to recast him. Um, I don't know what they're going to do with the multiverse. I don't know if they're going to segue that, using that as like a reset to like recast the character. And I don't even think, as far as I know, um, I don't know if they're going forward. I heard that they were either halting or stopping the third Wonder Woman, for reasons. I don't think, obviously, with James Gunn under the helm of DC, Henry Cavill was fired, so we're not going to see him. Um, we're not going to see him in the future as Superman anymore. I think Ben Affleck's contract was up after this appearance, and I I'm not sure, about what other characters are still going to go. So everything's up in the air. But if this was a goodbye to the Snyderverse characters, then well done. Because, oh my gosh, was it just super, super successful. Absolutely go see this movie. Do not let it go by that you don't go see it. I would highly recommend seeing it sometime this week, because if you do, there's a good chance that you'll see it with a good audience, and the ambiance will just be that much better. Unfortunately, I think maybe I went to too early of a show, because I went to like a 6:30 show, and normally you get a lot more traffic later on in the night. So there weren't that many people in the theater, so I was a little disappointed with that, because I just loved seeing brand new movies, especially superhero movies. I saw all the Marvel movies, like the Phase ones, in a fully filled theater, and man, oh man, was the experience great. I saw No Way Home in that same way, and it was just great. I loved that experience. So I was a little robbed and let down that not too many people were going to see it on opening day. Of course, it did release yesterday first, so that's that. But yeah, just wanted to reach out to you guys, do this episode, tell you that it is really good. Definitely go see it. And I will definitely be revisiting it with spoilers so that we can get into more of a sophisticated conversation about some of the characters and why they went in directions that they chose. But yes, absolutely. That is going to be everything that I say for this video today. High note, definite high note. So if you liked what you saw, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.